now it's time for the long-awaited photo card packing video. I have a really large Mercari order to pack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9 or 10 photo cards. So I'm gonna show you how I pack them, and yeah, it's actually really simple. I have 2 large top loaders and I have a smaller one. So I'm gonna see how far I can get with them. I don't usually like to put this many photo cards in one top loader, but I don't think I have any of the brown paper ones that I would sometimes use. So to start, I think I might try to pull out some of the thicker ones and keep the thinner ones together or something like that, so I can get them into the sleeves. Well, first off, to talk about the sleeves, I automatically always double or triple wrap my photo cards, so they're already in 2 layers of sleeves. The type of sleeves I use are these Mayday Games ones. I use 2 sizes and 2 different thicknesses of them. The ones I use for photo cards that I don't usually plan on keeping, or basically for anything except for my Yang Yang collection, are these Mayday Games standard size sleeves, 56 by 87 and 57.5 by 89. This one goes on first, you put this one on top. And so that's what all of these are in, those kinds of sleeves. So they're pretty thin, and they're also like thin meaning like low microns, and thin meaning they're not super wide around the photo card, versus like a regular penny sleeve that you would get for cheap, which is a lot bigger. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them all and put them inside of a regular penny sleeve like this, and so that way I don't have to like worry about taping them all together. So now that they're all put together like that, I want to make sure that they're not gonna like jump out of the sleeve. So I'm just gonna close those up on one side like this, and it's not gonna damage the photo cards at all, so don't pay attention when people say that. It literally doesn't matter. And I'm just doing this to make it a little bit neater. And then the second thing I do is to add a pull tab. This thing is cheap. So to do that, you can buy pull tabs, but why would you do that when you can just take a piece of tape, fold it over like 2/3 of the way there. This is ugly. I just folded it ugly. Do it a little neater. And then just attach it to the front of the stack like that. And there's also a second way you can do it, and this way is probably better for bigger sets like this. Is just put it on one side, flip it over, leaving some space along the edge so that it's not all the way tight like I did this one. Flip it over and then put it like that, and that's another way to do the pull tab. That way is actually better when it's this thick. So now that that's done, these are basically ready to go inside of these sleeves. This one is like really small, so I don't know how well it's going to fit in here. I might have to take them out of this larger sleeve, or I might just have to look for one that I decorated that's bigger. I wasn't trying to do decorated sleeves for this, but I honestly don't think I have a choice, just because I don't have sleeves that are big enough. I'll go with this one. And they really don't deserve this good stuff, but whatever. This is a holographic sleeve that was inside of it. I'm not packing with that because I don't care that much. And then just going to push it in. And since it's thick, it's gonna need a good push and probably a knock. As you see on this side, the tape kind of came up a little bit. Just press it back down. Okay, let's do the other 2. Yeah, these are like crusty sleeves. So honestly, just for the appearance of it, I might go through and do like some sticker deco on it. We'll see. Because honestly, if you're getting all these photo cards for this cheap, you really can't be complaining about the way that the top loaders look, and that's how I feel deep down. But okay, now these are basically almost ready to go. The next thing that you want to do is take your tape again and cover the top. I'm using a paper tape or a washi tape just because this leaves the least damage on the top loaders. Of course, there'll still be some sticky residue because that's why these are already kind of crusty, but it's better than using like a scotch tape on it. But you would use a tape that's thicker than this. Like a regular size roll is the best. This is like the better size versus this one, which is small. I don't know, whatever standard width of tape works for you, that's what I would recommend to use. This one is a little bit too small, but it works fine. You just absolutely don't want one that's super tiny. Like this one is like even smaller, and this just does not work very well for taping up top loaders and stuff like that. Okay, so now I did a double seal on it. It's sealed at the top where the photo cards might come out, and so it's definitely not going to come out now. You want to take your thank you card and you want to put these inside. How am I going to do it? I don't know, because there's so many of them. Another way you could do it is if you put them on the side. I've seen people do, but honestly, for this many photo cards, you kind of need a much bigger thank you card. But I don't have a much bigger thank you card, so I'm probably just gonna end up doing like 2 of these or 1.5 of these or something like that. So, and then another thing, I'll show 2 ways to tape it down depending on what you want to do with the design. So first off, I'm about to do something that I just said not to do and take regular clear tape because I don't want to mess up my design anymore that I did on this deco top loader. So I'm just rolling it up. If you use double-sided tape, that's fine too. I don't really spend money on that because tape is double-sided if you roll it, and you can just press it onto the back like this. This is a little bit less secure, but if you have like a pretty design that you don't want to get messed up, you can do what I just did using washi tape or using regular tape and just put it on the back. And honestly, the way that these things get secured, it will not come out. And then the second way is going to be going along the edges. So I'm going to look for my thicker tape because I really needed to do this. Oh, never mind. I just found it. Oh, if there's any left. This is like the thickest tape I have, and as you can see, it's gone. There's literally, this is it. I've had this for like, since I started doing like top loader deco. So since 2021, I've had that roll of tape and like the whole set. But here's the other way that you tape down, is you literally just take your tape. I just cut this one in half because as you can see, even cut in half, it's still bigger than this one. And you just put it on the edges like this. Some people cover the whole edge. You literally don't need to do that. That's so unnecessary. All you have to do is make sure that there's some on the edge of the top loader and there's some on the actual card. And as long as you hit those 2 spots, you're fine. So I kind of just take my fingernail and press into the crease just to make sure that it's down. And just like that. So that's looking pretty good. Let me see what I want to do with this one, because I think putting 3 in one is like excessive and annoying. So I'm actually not going to do that. Like I said, you can use cardboard. I got this cardboard from the sushi that I ate today. There was cardboard in the box, and so since I don't have another card, I'm just going to use a piece of cardboard. And so what you do with this is just the same as like with any other one. You're just going to take your tape, get your little strips, and just line it up. The neater you do it, the better, but to be honest, nobody cares as long as they're getting their photo cards safely and nothing happens to them. So just make it secure and well packaged as possible so that no damage happens to it and you'll basically be fine. Okay, so now this one is ready. I'm not going to do anything else to this. The other thing that you could do is cover it with another piece of cardboard, and I'm only suggesting that because I know that I'm going to ship this in a full like bubble mailer, and I'm not trying to just put it in an envelope. But also, since this is so like kind of exposed right now, and I have so many extra envelopes, like little ones. I'm just gonna put it inside an envelope too, just for a little bit of extra security, just an extra measure, not necessary at all. And then to close it up, I'm actually gonna use this tape that I really don't like. It's like this, what do they call it, like PET tape or whatever. But I have a lot of it that I haven't used because of the way it works. So it's like you have to cut out the strips yourself and then peel it off, and it's just a little bit of a hassle. But since I don't have anything better to do with it, I will just, actually I'm gonna leave that open for a second and I'll show you why. First, let's close this one. You're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna take strips of tape. Very simple. I'm gonna put it this way because the tape is so thin. Attach it on all 3 sides that are open. And this is just a little bit of, again, extra security, so nothing's gonna happen to the photo cards. And last but not least with this one, I'm going to grab a card, thank you card envelope, that's what I mean. And I'm gonna actually put it in there face down, just so the open edge is in the bottom of the envelope. Again, as an added security measure. Okay, and now I'm gonna close this one up with tape. This is like low-key not that necessary, but since I'm showing you this as like if you were just gonna mail it by itself, this is what you would do. I don't think I would ever mail this many photo cards and make it this thick, because I think the postal service would like not like that at all, and it's probably not machinable. So I wouldn't do it like this. But like imagine that this was a regular sized envelope, like a regular thickness with just 1 top loader, maybe 1 photo card, maybe 2. That's probably the max. I wouldn't do 2 top loaders side by side, and definitely not this thick. But if it was like that, I would just mail it like a regular letter, fill it out, stamp in the corner, and then I have name, address labels, and I would just stick those in the upper corner, and that would be ready to go. I would just take this to the post office just like this. Maybe I'll put an extra sticker on it because that's kind of what I like to do. Oh god, these are gone too. I don't have anything anymore. Everything I've had since I started is run out. Yeah, I'll probably just put a sticker on it and then send it out. The last thing that I'm going to add to this are some freebies, and you do not have to add freebies to anything because all they're paying for is the photo card. If you don't have anything extra to add, don't add it. But I bought some Espalomo cards, like little clear transparent cards, a while ago, and so since they bought these, I'm just gonna throw a couple in there, and that is the freebie. So I'm just gonna put those in there as well before I close this envelope. See, the tape is coming off a little bit on that side. That's why it's gonna be so well secured with everything else that it literally won't matter that my tape is small. Okay, close this envelope. So now it's closed. Here are both of them, and I am going to be mailing this with a Mercari label, so I'm going to print the label off online. They have the label on here already for me to just open and print, and I have a label printer that I use, but again, of course, you print the label with regular paper, cut it out, and tape it onto the envelope. But that's basically it for packing. I'm just going to put them inside here. Okay, put them in. Close this up. I might put some extra tape along here just to make sure that it's nice and closed. I didn't put a thank you note in here, and honestly, I don't care because I'm not opening it back up. That's another thing you can do, is just write a thank you note, like, hey, thank you so much for buying this or for trading with me. Hope this arrives safely. Let me know when you get it, and sign it. If they already paid for it, like if you sold it on Instagram, they don't really have to let you know when they get it. If you bought it on like Mercari or Depop or whatever site that you plan on selling it on, then they are gonna have to confirm. So just writing the note is kind of just like a reminder to, you know, confirm that you got this in the site so that you make sure that you get paid. But other than that, that's it. I'm going to print out the label and put it on here so I can drop it off tomorrow. And that's all for packing.